Okay, I think we can start at the moment. Are you with us, Eason?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep, sweet. I'm very happy to hear you, and I'm also very happy to see folks gathering already, and so we can start at this moment. The podcast is being recorded, so people can listen to recording, and we will jump into the topic. Today with me is Eason. He will introduce himself in just a second. I will just tell about main idea for today's podcast. We will have a tech talk and crypto talk about trends, insights, and we will sum up 2024. And second to that, we will look into the future, focusing on trends in 2025. Also thinking about PermaDAO, FusionFi, aoBuilders, as well as AO and whole ecosystem we are in. So we will look at the wider perspective, and that will be our main goal today. And my name is Stasiak. I represent, I've got dual role. I am BD in aoBuilders, as well as I work as a BD in Redstone Oracles, and we are supporting AO and Arweave ecosystem, especially that Redstone was made during the first foundry incubation program at the beginning of Arweave. So Redstone is having both huge sentiment and huge vibe with Arweave, and at this moment we are fourth Oracle worldwide with 6 billion TVS assets secured, and we are fighting to scale up much more than that this year. So crazy year behind us. And just to showcase, Eason, could you tell us a bit about yourself, man?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for having me today. And for myself, my name is Eason. I'm a core builder at PermaDAO, which is like the biggest Arweave community in China. And I'm also an independent researcher as well as a content creator. I will write some tweets from time to time. And besides that, I'm also a developer. Before I joined the Web3 space, I was a software developer at Airbnb in Silicon Valley. So very happy to be here today with you, man.
Sweet. Great to hear that. And you said Silicon Valley. I have lived in California for almost 1 year, two trips out there for 5 months each, something like that. And I enjoy that place very much. Yet I was 10-15 years ago, so the California at this time might be a completely different place than it was when I was there. Yep. And first question, what do you think were the biggest trends in 2024, broader in the whole crypto space and in AO and Arweave?
Yeah, sure. This is a good question. I think for the broader crypto space, obviously AI agent is a trending topic throughout this year. And in Arweave and AO, obviously AgentFi is another great narrative that drives the attention. Besides AI agent, I think gaming is also a very popular topic, especially in Arweave and AO, and we've seen many great projects emerging from different communities. For us, PermaDAO, we have several gaming projects that come out for the past few months. And I've also seen great projects like Permaverse, Dumbverse, by the way, I purchased minted several Dum-Dums in July. And also, I saw David Kohn is working on a new gaming project. So, I think we are very looking forward to that.
Yes, I can give also my hint and insight. I would say that it was a amazing year for DeFi innovations. So as well, just like you said, agents and DeFi combined, it's trending really hard, and it takes a bit of time to develop a good product, but I think that this may be a huge opportunity, especially when we look at different chains and, for example, integrations and clients in oracles. When we see what they are doing with liquid staking and restaking, this is completely amazing, and that's there are plenty of opportunities out there. And in general, I think that the NFTs and Dum story at the end of the year is a great one, but it might be only the beginning, because I think that the either NFTs or a reappearance of NFTs into agents assets, that might be a thing for next year when I think about it. And I think that there might be new things that will be unexpected next year, but we already see the foundations that were created this year. Let's jump to second question. How did PermaDAO and FusionFi? You've mentioned that before the conversation. How do PermaDAO and FusionFi fit into both these trends and next year's trends? And what role do you want to play?
Yeah, it's a good question. For PermaDAO, as I mentioned, several gaming projects and other projects have emerged from PermaDAO in the past few months. For example, Rimbox is a really good project. It's sort of like the Web3 Minecraft. And I've tried their game. They're building an amazing product, very smooth user experience. And I've talked to the team. They are like a very mature team which have achieved some success in other ecosystems as well as in the traditional Web2 space. So they are like a very mature team building an amazing product. And then for FusionFi protocol, I think it fits into the narrative of AgentFi, or should I say, FusionFi is kind of like an extension of AgentFi concept. I think we can talk about FusionFi more in detail in the coming questions, but for now, I just want to say that I'm very confident that FFP is going to play a major role in AgentFi trend next year.
Sweet. And considering next year plans and PermaDAO, do you have any key milestones and moves that you plan next year? Are there any ideas? Can you walk us through?
Sure. For milestones, I think there are a few different milestones. I think the first or the most important milestone is obviously going to be the AO mainnet launch. I know several ecosystem projects plan to launch their products and token around next February, along with the AO mainnet launch. So it's going to be very exciting, obviously. And second, we plan to start a collaboration with influencers in the crypto space to advocate AO. And we believe it will help more builders and users across the industry to realize the great potential of AO tech stack. And hopefully we could onboard many of them to the AO ecosystem and build products here. Like if some of them build something really cool, PermaDAO incubator is right here waiting. So it's going to be very exciting as well. And third, we will launch an FFP hackathon next year to boost the adoption of FusionFi protocol. So, personally, I'm looking forward to it. And in terms of our, the plan for next year, we just made a big announcement last week that PermaDAO is going to transition into an incubator. So basically, we will provide services and support for independent developers and early stage projects. Let me quickly break it down how it works. So we have a developer guild right now, which can provide technical support. Some of the OG aoBuilders are there to provide to answer any questions the new developers may have. And we also provide a environment to discuss product ideas, and you can get feedback from peer builders. For example, if you build something like a beta test, you can release your testing products in a group, and then the peer builders will give you feedback immediately, and you will gain the first batch of users immediately in our community. So that's pretty awesome. And second, we have a content guild. So in the content guild, we will provide operational support, such as we will help create content for the incubated projects, and we will help operate the Twitter account for your projects. Because, some of the independent builders, they are more good at, programming, but for other perspective, maybe they don't have that kind of skills. So we'll help you to build your public record on social media. And for our marketing support, PermaDAO's Twitter account will advocate your projects constantly and, inform the community, inform the ecosystem about your latest updates. And third, we have an activity guild. Inside the activity guild, we will organize some online and offline events, such as like Twitter Space or like Tencent Meeting, which is sort of like a Chinese version of Zoom meeting. So we will organize these kind of events with other communities for our incubated projects, so that these projects have a platform to showcase their latest updates, and it's a good opportunity for them to grow their user base as well. And for offline events, we have like Demo Day or Hacker House scheduled in our roadmap. So yeah, it's really exciting for next year.
Sweet. And regarding to FusionFi, do you have any similar framework and plans and milestones that you want to achieve? Could you explain FusionFi at this moment? That would be perfect.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I've encountered these kind of questions a lot for the past couple of months, I think. Yeah, sure. I would love to introduce FusionFi to the folks here. So FusionFi protocol is basically a standardized interoperability protocol for the AgentFi ecosystem. So the core concept of FusionFi is to enable interoperability between agents within a standardized protocol, allowing them to seamlessly collaborate across different financial scenarios. And an essential component of FusionFi protocol is the note or the financial note. Each note is kind of like a non-fungible token with unique attributes used to express specific trading needs or financial operations, and they all share the same note schema. And the note schema consists of 20 different kinds of attributes, and the unique identifier is the note ID. And the beauty of it is that since we all share the same note schema, so order book and AMM are pretty much the same under FusionFi protocol. That's quite amazing, right? And this will unlock some really cool features. For example, we can do multi-hop transactions. So basically, if you're a trader, you want to trade between asset A and asset C, but there's no direct trading pair between A and C. So you can find a trading pair between A and B and another trading pair between asset B and C, and you submit both of these orders to the settlement center, and that will help you to trade between asset A and asset C. And remember, there's which we achieve atomicity during the process. So if one of the transaction failed, you don't need to worry about the inconsistency here, because everything will be rolled back like nothing ever happened. And another cool or advanced feature we can do is zero capital arbitrage. What does it mean? It means if you want to do arbitrage, you don't need any fund in advance. So no fund needed in advance. Like in traditional blockchain, if you want to do arbitrage, you need to have some self-preserved fund to buy low and sell high, right? And the price difference is your profit. But under FFP, you can just find two different orders, and you notice there's a price difference. You just simply find both of them and submit both orders to the settlement center, and it will settle for you. So, and then, the price difference is your profit. So that's quite amazing. You don't need any fund in advance. And there's also atomicity during the process, so you don't need to worry about inconsistency. So that's basically the concept of FusionFi protocol and the things it can do. And obviously there are many other things we can do under FFP. So yeah, we are trying to advocate this new technology to the whole ecosystem.
Sweet, and that sounds both exciting and challenging at the same time, because the complexity will grow along with time and deployment, I think. But just like you said, combining that with agents, and agents will be trend next year. That should be great. Concerning the size of the team and partnerships you've got with FusionFi, could you tell us a bit more about the FusionFi protocol in this context?
I'm sorry, what is your question?
FusionFi protocol. You are deploying that and working on that right now and next year. Could you tell us a bit more about planned partnerships or a team that's working in FusionFi protocol?
Yeah, sure. The team behind FusionFi protocol is Evervision Labs, and I think they are like the OG builders in the ecosystem. And for plans, we have plenty of plans for FusionFi protocol. For example, we will launch a FFP token next year. I think it's around January 8th, like the second week next year. If you go to FusionFi protocol's X account, you can find the latest tweet, and there's details about the tokenomics. And the reason we try to launch this new token is because we want to share it with the whole community. So basically, in the future, FusionFi protocol is more like a public good that can be shared across the community. And if anyone build their product based on FusionFi protocol, they can share the revenue from FFP. And the mechanism of FFP token is very similar to the AO token. So it's 100% fair launch. No pre-sale, no pre-mining, no pre-allocation. So it's 100% fair launch. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, if you want to build on top of FusionFi protocol, yeah, feel free to do that. And second, we will launch a FusionFi protocol hackathon. And I think it's pretty straightforward. So if you want to build on top of FusionFi protocol, and we will provide some incentive for you in the hackathon. So yeah, if you are interested in that, feel free to left us a direct message or anything like any other methods you want to contact us. So yeah, for the plan side, FusionFi protocol token launch and the FFP hackathon are two major plans here. In terms of partnership, yeah, I think in terms of partnership, we've reached out to plenty of projects and communities across the AO ecosystem, and most of them are pretty excited about FusionFi protocol. Like, they are not very familiar with it for now, but they show some excitement about its future. So yeah, I think we can definitely have a lot of partnership opportunities with the folks here.
Sweet. And speaking of 2025, it's just around corner. And my next question, what do you see as major trends, both in AO, Arweave, and overall in crypto space?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I hope I can predict it right, but let me just try. I think AI agent is still going to continue to be a hot topic next year, not just in Arweave and AO, but in the crypto industry overall. And the second, I think meme coins obviously is another trend. Like, I think everybody can see the potential of meme coin, and not just for the ecosystem, for other ecosystem, but also in Arweave and AO, we see the agent coin from Bottega team, and we've seen the Bandcat meme coin recently, and they are also very popular. In fact, AOX Bridge has so many more transactions than before because of the meme coin hype. So yeah, I think meme coin is another very important trend which cannot be overlooked for next year.
What I think about next year is also connected with, in this case, United States and Donald Trump as a elected president, and that may trigger both short or midterm optimism on the market. But on the other hand, when I think about 2025, I know that we can't live being in the 100% profit zone, especially we are reaching all-time high and changing the borders each week and month at this point. So there might be unpredicted events that will trigger negative sentiment. So I'm always curious whether there will be any major project hacked or attacked, as these events will happen on a regular basis. So that's one thing. I think that NFTs may merge with agents, because when I checked agents and NFT agents, they are popping up and speeding up both in AO and Arweave, as well as in other ecosystems. So that's the second thing. And I'm very curious about new unique projects created that will gather attention, especially, for example, staking Bitcoin or any other formats that will go to mainstream, that will create a main 2025 vibe for us. And speaking about that, considering yourself personally, what plans do you have for yourself for next year? Do you want to focus more on developing products, or is it the year for work-life balance? What's your ideas and main thoughts about next year?
Yeah, interesting question. Yeah, obviously I do need work-life balance. That's for sure. And yeah, for me personally, in addition to continue to build on top of our AO, in this ecosystem, another thing I really want to do is to be a content creator, because I think that's pretty interesting to me, and I'm really passionate about that. Like you just mentioned, the policy or the potential policy change in the US, right? Actually, a couple of days ago, I wrote a tweet about David Sachs being the new so-called crypto and AR czar in the White House. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things that's going to change in the next for next year. Yeah, so anything that I think interesting, I will probably write some article or tweet about it. And that's one of the things I really try to do, or do better next year. Funny thing is that the reason I joined AO ecosystem, or the reason I found out about AO, this really, good technology, is because I wrote a tweet early this year around March. Yeah, I think, the launch of AO is like the end of February this year, right? And I wrote an article about it in March, and then that's why PermaDAO found out about me and reached out to me, and that's why I joined the ecosystem. So if I didn't write that article, nothing would have happened. So yeah, I think being a content creator brings me a lot of different opportunities. I think I will try to continue to do that. Mm-hmm.
Yep, sounds neat, and especially in last year's content generation it's also a challenging and exciting thing for personal development, so that will both push your limits and give you new spaces and new contacts in the long term, so it's always worth investing in that. Considering goals and challenges for next year you've got on horizon, from broad perspective, either PermaDAO, FusionFi, or your personal, what goals and challenges do you see on horizon?
Let me see. I think The challenge is, for example, for PermaDAO, the challenge is that, since we transition to an incubator, so how to operate it as an incubator, because we've never tried this before, and how to incubate more successful projects, help them to achieve success. It's not an easy job, obviously. So that's one of the challenge. And for FusionFi, the challenge would be how to drive the adoption of this new protocol, because for new technology, it's not easy to advocate it, especially in the beginning. So yeah, that's kind of the challenge and opportunities. I think for PermaDAO, we've had everything ready. I think it's pretty promising. With the AO mainnet launch and our collaboration with more influencers in the industry, we firmly believe that our AO are going to attract more builders' attention. And if they want to build on AO, then PermaDAO Incubator, pretty much has everything ready for you. We have technical support, we have media and operational support ready, and we've also got fund support. For example, if you build something really awesome, you could win a grant from PermaDAO. And if you build something even better, then we have SCP Venture that is willing to invest. We could also introduce you to the forward research team or any other VCs that we are familiar with. So yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities here for PermaDAO as an incubator. And for FusionFi, I think the opportunities that at least for the folks here today with us, the audience, I think there are two big alpha here. First is the FFP token launch early next year. So if you build something amazing based on FusionFi protocol, then it will be an amazing opportunity for you to win some FFP token. And second, we have a FFP hackathon. So if you learn FusionFi protocol early and you participate in the hackathon, it's a huge opportunity for you to win some prize. So yeah, I think that's the opportunities for FusionFi protocol. Mm-hmm.
When I think about FFP token launch at FusionFi protocol, just my hint, since I was Founders Institute mentor in the past, I know that you have to make two processes simultaneously. You have to both develop product and prototypes to showcase features, and at the same time you have to create funding process to get as much funds as possible to develop FFP protocol fast enough to overpass competition to stay in the game. Because if you've got unique solution that's, for example, giving options that does not exist on arbitrage, then it's always race against time, and the funds are the necessary thing to get that, and that might be the most important challenge to focus and probably a priority. Am I mistaken?
Oh no, I think what you said is correct, and it's obviously challenging, and obviously there's a lot more work that needs to be done. But we are pretty optimistic about this new tech stack or about this new protocol. So yeah, we are willing to face any challenges in front of us next year, and if any of the audience that is willing to work with us together on this new protocol, feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to collaborate with you guys.
Sweet. And one more thing. If you are, for example, focusing on either NFTs or you are creating project that is not fully builder and tech specific or DeFi specific, but it's more into content generation, are these projects also worth incubating and will find support in your place? Should people apply from these areas as well?
Yeah, this is a really good question. For you mean for non-technical builders, right?
Yep. because you will mostly need both of the groups, tech builders and
obviously.
Developers, as well as creative folks to speed up the growth of the projects and smaller ecosystems.
Yeah. It's it really makes sense. Yeah, obviously we welcome all kinds of builders. We've had a lot of different developers here, and we also really need some content creators, especially for the folks that is familiar with both English and Mandarin, because sometimes the language barrier is here. And content creation is very important aspect for a new projects. So if anyone is very skilled in that perspective and is willing to work with us, feel free to reach out. And one more thing I want to mention is that, although PermaDAO, although the main members from PermaDAO is, Chinese speaking members, but we also welcome other English speaking projects and independent developers to join us. We will incubate, all kinds of different builders. Actually, I've talked to aoBuilders the other day, I think, a couple of days ago. We've said we want to collaborate with you guys, and you guys are doing an amazing job on the aoBuilders demo day, and so many good projects emerge from their community. So if any of you guys wants to be incubated by PermaDAO, feel free to reach out to us. We'll have all the support here and also the investment opportunities here. So we welcome all different kinds of builders, not just developers or not just the Chinese speaking builders. I just want to make that very clear.
Sweet. I think that the answer will be quite clear, and I can completely find the answer myself at this point, but I will ask the question anyways. How will both FusionFi and PermaDAO contribute to evolving Arweave and AO ecosystem and broader in DeFi space?
Yeah, this is a really good question. Actually, not just the advanced features I mentioned previously. Another thing FusionFi can do is the liquidity sharing. So, for the broader DeFi space, the current situation is there's a liquidity wall across the whole crypto industry, right? For example, on Ethereum ecosystem, the competition for liquidity is kind of insane. It's extremely fierce between different DeFi protocols. They try to fight for more liquidity. And for these projects, the costs they spend on acquiring more liquidity far exceed their investments in product development and technological innovation. So what's the solution? I think the solution is liquidity sharing instead of liquidity wall. With FusionFi protocol, we can achieve this magical thing called global liquidity. So every project built based on FFP can share the global liquidity. So basically, your liquidity is my liquidity is your liquidity, because we share the same node schema. So it really allows small and new DeFi projects to focus their resources and team efforts on truly valuable innovations instead of just fighting for more liquidity. So I think once the liquidity is shared, it decouples the liquidity from the product's front end, offering projects diverse business models option. Let's take DEX as an example. The revenue can be understood as comprising two parts. First is the front end usage fees, and second is the commissions of the liquidity usage fee. So basically, for platforms with traffic or developers who are capable of creating smoother user experience, for these kind of platforms, they can focus on developing the front end, try to create a better user experience. And the front end usage fees can be their main revenue stream, right? And for other platforms, if they have more liquidity provider resources and they have a better ability to aggregate more capital, they can choose to primarily earn commissions of the liquidity usage fee. So they don't need to invest heavily in optimizing the front end experience. So it really changes the current situation. And I think it enhances the overall liquidity efficiency of the ecosystem and transforms the brutal liquidity wars between different projects into a healthier competition, and I think it allows projects to avoid wasting tons of resources on fighting for liquidity, try to get more capital, and instead they will focus on really meaningful innovation. So yeah, I think, we believe FusionFi protocol is going to make a huge impact on the broader DeFi space.
Great to hear that. I'm very curious about the product and sources. I remember it was, I think, 6 or 7 years ago when I was setting up my first liquidity pools. And this is both tough and challenging, and competition is completely crazy, and that's really intensive and tough market. So any innovations and solutions in this area might be a great thing for both participants, projects, and builders. So at this moment, I will just ask my last question. You work in crypto, and I assume that your work can be quite intense. How do you stay motivated and find balance with all of that in mind?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And I think this is a question for every builders here. Yeah, I think, finding something or a niche that you are really passionate about and, continue to build is a good way to, stay motivated and, find balance. For me, as I said before, I really enjoy creating content, writing tweets about the latest news across the industry, not just on our aoBuilders. So I think it's a good way for me to express my opinions about the things going on in the industry and outside of the industry, like the potential policy change in the US. So yeah, I think, it really helped me to focus. And in our industry, there can be a lot of noise and distractions from, so many things are going on at the same time. So yeah, I think this is a good way for me to stay focused and, try to do the things I should do consistently. Yeah, I think that's my advice here. Try to find something you are really passionate about and continue to build on top of it. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you very much for your presence, and I'm very excited for all of that's happening next year in both PermaDAO and FusionFi protocol. And I would like to thank all the listeners for participation, especially folks from R.io, the Vivo, and Let Them Bite from, and there is also Psy Angel from I think Redstone Oracle's community. So lots of you guys will most of the folks will listen to recording, so it's even more important that you are present here, and I'm very happy that you enjoyed this time. That's what I hope for. And the last thing, Merry Christmas. I think have a great year and enjoy the next year. Let's make it great for all of us.
Great. Yeah, thanks for having me today. And yeah, Merry Christmas. Have a good New Year. And yeah, looking forward to next year on our event AO, and looking forward to the AO mainnet launch. Thanks, everyone.
Sweet. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.